Encapsulation. So what is encapsulation? First, let's try to understand this properly. If we have sensitive attributes in the class, we are going to declare them as private. The essence of declaring them as private is so that these attributes cannot be accessed or cannot be manipulated outside the class. And this act of declaring some attributes of the class as private to avoid manipulation or to avoid manipulating them by the users is called encapsulation. It's like we are enclosing them, we are encapsulating them in the class such that outside the class they can never be manipulated, they can never be used by users outside the class. Now, for us to access these attributes that are declared private, we need additional functions. We need other functions that we are going to declare private. These functions can be used outside the class, and within them or with the use of them, we are able to have access to the attributes that we declared private in the class. And these kinds of functions, they are called getters and setters. So a recap: encapsulation, this is simply declaring some attributes, sensitive attributes of the class as private, such that we can't access them outside the class. And we need other functions called getters and setters. So getters and setters, these are functions that are declared public inside the class, and since we declared them as public, we are able to access them outside the class, and with the help of them we are able to have access to the attributes that we declared private inside the class. So I'm going to demonstrate, I'm going to create a program to demonstrate all this so that it's clearly understood. Code book, and inside this class we have three attributes. We have the title, the author, and the year when the book was published. So these, we've declared them as private. Now, since we've declared them as private, these attributes can never be accessed outside the class. So if we want to change, or if we want to assign values to these attributes, this can only be done inside the class. So for example, you need to come up with other functions that you are going to use just for the instance of assigning values to them. So for example, here we have a function that we are calling a setter. So the setter function helps us give values to these attributes because we declare them as private. We can't directly give assign values to them. So it's an additional function. This function helps us assign values to these attributes. if I want to print out, so okay, let me comment out this. Yeah, so even if I want to print out the value of a certain attribute, I can't directly print it out. I need to print it out with the help of an additional function that must have been declared and defined inside the class. So inside the class, I declared 3 functions that are meant for returning values of these attributes of the class. So if I want to return the title, I need to have a getter, a function called the getter. I need to declare it public, access it out to the class. This returns me the title. So each time I want to outside the class because it's not private. But immediately I'll change this to private. The visibility of this attribute changes is now limited only to the class, and so I will create another video specifically for access modifiers, and because we have 3, there's protected, private and public, so I'll create a separate